Hello, amazing hackers. Welcome back. I have here my little book, and this time you won't get off the hook because in it I've written down 5 things that'll make you look like a clown. Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Hope you're doing well today. Now, I want to talk about 5 things that'll guarantee to make you these are mistakes that everybody's gonna make, so I don't want you to worry too much about them. But what I want you to do is I want you to be aware of them. So that way, if they do come up, you have something. You can look at it and you're like, oh wait, I've prepared for this. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is not setting your goals properly. And I've made the same mistake. Don't make this mistake because if you're going in this blindly, if you're hacking away just to hack, then you're going to guarantee to burn out. That's one of the best ways to burn out. Working towards nothing is not good. You always need to have something to work towards. That next thing that you want, the increase in your skill level, the next certification, next pay raise, whatever it is. Setting goals is really important and setting them in a way that they're achievable as well. SMART. That's the acronym. I don't remember exactly what it is, but feel free to look it up or post it in the comments below if you know it. Thank you very much if you do. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is number 4, which is burning out. Now, burning out, that's something that at least every single hacker is going to have to go through in their lives once. Because seeing a burnout come up is not an easy thing. Knowing when a burnout is going to come is actually one of the hardest things that I can think about. Because if you don't know what it looks like, it'll feel like, how can I best describe this? A burnout coming up will feel like you'll start to lose interest. You don't really want to do things anymore, and it'll get worse and worse and worse until getting out of bed becomes a chore. And you really don't want to do that. That's something that it's terrible and it can take months to recover from. So if you're not careful, those things can be very, very bad and detrimental for your career even. This is a very high stress field. It's not like we are doing something that's super easy, because if we would be sitting on the couch, relaxing, chilling a little bit. But you guys know that we joke about hacks and chillax, but it's real. You have to hack and you have to chill as well. You have to know where your boundaries lie, because burning out, you really don't want to lose yourself in that flow. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you're studying, you lose yourself in that flow for hours at a time. And if you keep doing that, but you don't have a goal set in mind, for example, then slowly those very those very well spent hours, they will turn into, what the heck am I even doing here? What is my point? Why am I trying to do this? Because you'll soon reach a skill level that's going to be harder and harder to break. That's something I also wanted to talk about. The learning curve in this field is incredibly strange, because when you first enter it, you're going to learn about all of these different vulnerability types. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier. And as you go along, you'll learn that the deeper you want to go, it's exponentially getting harder, and you'll have to put in exponentially more time. So that's it for number 4. We're going to go on to number 3, which in this case is underconfidence in your abilities. Guys, you really don't want to do this. You want to be humble, but it's also important to be proud of yourself, because the things you're achieving here are not things that anybody can achieve. Now, I do feel that with enough time and enough perseverance, a lot of people can achieve this, but this is far from easy, far from it. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back, but also be like, look, there's this person I really don't like that's 2 positions up ahead of me, and he's just there because he did have confidence in his abilities. You want to be that person who also has confidence in their abilities. It's important because, like I say, you're not doing something simple and easy here. Important to understand, and let's move on to number 2 here, which is sticking to the plan too much. Because of course you are going to want to make a plan, but really in any field in this world, those who adapt survive. That's important to know. because you really want to dynamically analyze what you're up against, what you're fighting, whether it be a pen test, whether it be a bug bounty hunt, whether it just be a CTF. You really want to know, what am I doing here? Is this a web attack? What kind of web is this? You want to know the backend PHP versions possibly. You really want to gather as much information as possible. And while you might have a set methodology up front, you really need to take in all the information that you see, and you really need to process it carefully. Especially in things like bug bounty hunting. What type of target am I testing here? Am I testing a newspaper? Well, I'm going to slightly adjust my strategy there, because I'm not going to do exactly the same as a business-to-business application, which gives me a lot of users. Maybe even on different access levels. I'm going to test a lot more for broken access control there, whereas a newspaper, I might have totally different priorities. So important to adjust yourself if the need arises. And that brings us on to number 1, which is overconfidence in time frames. It takes really long time to master a skill. I don't remember where I got this quote, but I think it takes like 7 years to even get like good at a skill at a decent level. And there's this like, you have to imagine that the edge of humanity's knowledge is like this bubble, and every time people like inside their PhD get their PhD, they push that bubble just a little bit further. But it takes so much time for people like her to make amazing research, and then that brings us as humanity, a collective, further. But like I said, it takes way too much time, and some people go in thinking, oh, let me learn cross-site scripting in a year. Yeah, you might learn the basics, but even I am still learning an amazing amount about cross-site scripting every single day. And I don't really think that anybody can really call themselves the master who knows it all, because there's just so much to learn as well. With that, I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to remind you to, if you liked that video and you've come this far in the video, so you probably do, to smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, amazing hackers. Much love from Uncle Rat. Mwah.